Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a cross between a get ready with me type video, a plan with me type video, and just like a regular writing vlog type video. I'm not actually sure how it's going to go down, but November is over, Nano is over, and we are headed into the last month of the year. I'm sitting here now, it is Monday, December 2nd, and I'm just like, so much work to do to wrap up the year and to prepare for 2020. I'm not gonna lie, you guys, this year was a good year. There were lots of stress moments, lots of illnesses. I was sick most of the year. Some craziness that happened, but you know what? God is good, God is faithful, and I did what my word for the year was. I persevered. My word for 2019, I picked perseverance because I have this really bad tendency when I feel like I'm not doing 100% exactly perfect to just drop everything and to not continue trying until I get it right. So this year, that was my goal, was to just keep pushing until I did get it right and to not give up just because I did something that I thought was wrong or subpar or whatever. And I did it. And so moving into 2020, to me, there's a lot of excitement and not even like, I don't feel like I'm just ready to be done with this year like I have been in years before. It's like, no, I'm excited to take what I've learned this year and make it even better next year and keep moving forward and keep improving and just carry over the momentum from this year. You guys, as of right now, I have written 2 books. I have almost finished a 3rd. I am planning on writing the rest of that this month. More on that later. I've made all these improvements on my author platform, and even just like where I'm looking around, I'm just looking, my vision board is catching my eye. The fact that I have a vision board, I've been wanting to make one for years and years, and now I have one. And guys, it was such an inspiration to me this year, trying to finish stuff. So just looking around, I'm so excited about where I am. But there is, again, a lot of work to do before the end of the year. I need to prepare for the Little Hood rewrite because that will be coming up very quickly at the beginning of the year. I actually just sent out my Snow Dust manuscript and 50% payment along with the signed contract. I should put that in there. Always sign a contract, guys. Always get it in writing. But I sent it to my editor, so I've kind of already wrapped up that segment of Snow Dust, but I do want to be working on continuing to improve that as well. I need to prepare for the covers that we're going to be designed next year. I have a cover design in February and one in April. I need to prepare for ISBNs and Library of Congress numbers and copywriting and formatting and all that fun stuff, plus life, right? So like all the writing stuff, plus eating and sleeping and keeping my children, healthy and wholesome, and like they need to be schooled and they need to be, dressed, and I need to make sure the house is running smoothly. My husband and I need time together. So, yes, this month is going to be busy, and I wanted to take you guys along with me on the ride because I just love planning videos. I love watching people like getting ready for writing projects, getting ready for the new year. Obviously, like New Year's is a time when everyone sits down to figure out what the heck they're going to do the next year. And I'm going to be honest, like I have never stuck to a yearly schedule like that I planned at the beginning of the year. But this past year, I actually didn't stray as far from it as I normally do. That's improvement, right? So today I'm going to be looking at my calendar. I have laundry to finish. I'm going to be printing off the Little Hood manuscript to look over it and kind of get that set up. I'm going to be planning out my December month and honestly also planning out some of 2020 so that I know what's going on. Lots of stuff. Lots of stuff. So I'm taking you guys along for the ride. So come with me if you are in the middle of your planning or your hurried holiday cleaning or whatever you got going on, then just sit down, watch this while you're doing it, and we'll plan together. Let's go. sift through the things that I need to do for next year and not leave anything out is to pull out the 2018/2019 planner that I bought back in 2017. It had the basic, and I'll show you the one for 2020, even though hopefully you won't be able to read it, but it had like the full spread for the whole year like that, so you can kind of see it at a glance. I don't think, yeah. So then like for each month for that year, I went ahead and like at the very beginning of the year, I went through and I put down things that I knew that I needed to do. And so I have a lot of information in here of stuff that's just like good maintenance stuff for author platform and for business and stuff. But then some other things that I never actually got around to doing for my books and for my author platform, or that I need to go back and do again. Things like my author photo shoot. It's been, what, has it been 2 years? I think it's been 2 years since I fixed that. So, getting the P.O. box so that I can fix the newsletter. All of those things, are things that are in here that I'll be able to transfer over now. And eventually I would like to get another planner. I really like this one. It's a very simple Walmart one that's really cheap. Well, as cheap as planners can be. But for now, while I'm making my list, I just printed off, I went to a website that had like free printables for the month or for the year calendars. And I printed off a very simple one that I'm just going to kind of mark up. And I've created my to-do list for 2020. And then I'm going to write down on the next page like which months I'm planning on doing different things in. So yeah, and I'm not anticipating finishing like putting them into the calendar today, but I do want to at least have the list so that worst case scenario on our trip to North Carolina, I can take some time and fill this out. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing for the full year thing. And again, just a free printable, like it cost me ink and some paper. So that was all. I do want to get a planner at some point, but I also don't want to get a super expensive one because I'm not very well known for filling those things out. So, Also to inspire me as I'm doing my planning, I have Sarah Cannon over at Heart Breathings, what is it? It's like her giant Erin Condren, all the must-haves video. So I got that in the background to inspire me. Okay, everybody. Well, now it is Thursday. So this video has turned into a kind of sort of week-long vlog type thing. So I decided not to get a planner yet because I don't think I need one yet. I will probably do that when I get back because I don't know that I'm going to need to do too much. But I got all of my lists. I got my calendar sort of loosely filled out. So I'm going to share with you guys what I did for that. Okay. So the first thing that I did was I created let me make sure there's nothing on here that's spoilery. I don't think so. It is my to-do list for December. And it's the longest list so far, the most detailed, but I can already check off a couple of things. So if you look at the list, I have printing off Littlehead, which has happened. I printed that off yesterday, I think. Sending snow dust to the editor, I did that as well. Let's see here, I'm going to be buying some new file folders and organizing them for business stuff, including things like the invoice from the editor and my copy of our contract and things like that. Making lists for travel, I've kind of done that already too. I have not bought the new file folders. Make to-do lists for each book project. I have not done that yet. But, oh, shoot, I can't show you that. But I did create a project tracker that I actually can't show you. Like, you can see the Sharpie through there, but I can't actually show you because it has the names that have not been revealed yet. But I have basically a list of the projects that I'm going to be working on, and I'm going to take each one and write something under it and create a tracker so I can just kind of check things off a list. So I will be doing that soon. Creating a Kanban board. I was inspired to do this by Sarah Cannon over at Heart Breathings, but I do think that I've been kind of moving toward setting up quarterly goals. This year, I've actually worked on it I've had to kind of go through this process where I was setting quarterly goals by making a list every quarter of what I wanted to do, and then none of it was getting done, and I was getting very depressed. Well, this year, I just kind of set out what I thought I was going to do for the whole year, and then as I tweaked it each quarter, I would write down what I needed to do. So that, I'm going to see if this will work out better with an actual board with sticky notes on it and individual tasks underneath individual projects underneath the actual full goals of what I need to do. And yeah, since I have more projects that I'm going to be moving around and more like business details that I'm going to have to tend to, I'm hoping that that will help a lot. Fill out my 2020 monthly planner. I've not done that yet. World building workbook for Project Ether. We are going back through and doing extensive world building. Now that we finally figured out the history, finally figured out the plotting, we're going back now and filling in the gaps of world building that we didn't get to. Reorganizing my writer resource notebook. You guys know this guy right here. It is falling apart. So I need to reorganize it, throw out the stuff that I'm not using, and make sure that everything is put in the way that it needs to be. Fix and get a new author platform and marketing notebook. The cover has literally fallen off of this. It is like torn up and filled out, and just like, I have to get a new one. So this basically was the very first notebook that I had for any kind of business side of writing. I need to get a new one and I need to fill it out. So that's going to be going on there. Prep for Snow Dust trailer. I want to make my own book trailer for Snow Dust. I have made small, like short film type projects before, and trailers were always my favorite part, so I know how to do it. And I already actually have a song picked out. It's like I think I'll have to pay, I don't know how much, a few dollars for this track that I've already found on, a site that puts out music for people to use for this very sort of thing. I already have some cast members picked out to play Gerda and Kay and whatever else I end up putting in there. It won't be like super detailed as far as like showing people's faces and things, but it will be very aesthetic, which I hope will be very alluring to people to be able to see that. So I need to write down my prep and write down what I want to do so that in January and February I can make it. Plan for the Little Hood rewrites. My goal at this point is to use the 3 days of traveling on our way to North Carolina and on our way back from North Carolina to plan the rewrite, and then just kind of take maybe the first week of January to really like sit down and nail out all the details, but that is definitely on here. Recycle page protectors. Not throw them away or not like put them in a recycling bin, but I need to go through other notebooks that have page protectors in them so that I can leech as many as I can for my fairy tale notebooks, for my Project Ether notebooks, for other notebooks that have writerly goods in them, because I love using page protectors for as much as possible so that things will end up falling out of my big binders, and so that the pages, when you have little kids, you have to put page protectors on anything. My 2-year-old actually got chocolate smears on my notes that I was taking during my writerly call yesterday. So it happens, it happens. So we fill out character sheets and personality types for Project Ether. I actually have already done this, but I want to go back through my main characters and like fix them, make sure that everything's good, and then go through and do this. I didn't ever get around to doing this for my villains and for several other characters that have popped up since I began drafting. So I need to go back through and do that. I need to get a P.O. box in Texas because I need to have one before I can start doing my newsletter again. And then along with that, I need to rebrand and prepare my newsletter and then plan out all that stuff. So I'm going to be making my newsletter more, it's still going to have more like authorly, like for authors type stuff in it, but I definitely want to kind of rebrand it more for like updates about my writing journey and about publications coming up as I'm preparing to publish. Then I need to video, edit, and upload and schedule 4 videos for December. Oh gosh. This video is going up at the end of this week when I'm now filming it. So this will be the first week in December, but I have 3 more weeks in December and I'm going to be traveling as of next week. So I gotta get to work on this. I need to finish my world building workbook. The world building workbook is semi-complete. It has 4 of the 5 categories completely filled out and uploaded online. So I need to sneak in some time on my trip and just finish filling out the workbook and getting that done. And then lastly, we have a potential, well, I can't actually talk about this, dang it. So there are some things happening in the works for making my books more professional as far as the publishing part of it. Still self-publishing, but there are some other things happening to make it even more professional, and I have to contact some about that. So that's all I can say. Sorry. Okay, so that was my to-do in December. I'm freaking out, guys, because I don't know how much of this is actually going to get done. I am betting that at least 5 of these items, I know for a fact that 5 of these items are not going to happen until I get home. And I get home like the 28th, and then we're going to be with family for a couple of days. So I'm betting that several of these items are going to be pushed over to January. It's okay. That happens. I'm for sure and certain the Kanban board thing is going to be something that when I come back, I will be then, like doing it after I get back and after I have time to like collect some supplies and sit down and figure out the projects. But I'm planning on working on it now, figuring out what I want to go on the Kanban board, how I want to do it, like all those different things, which again, I may be able to do on our trip. We'll have to see because I have a lot of travel time. Okay, then I have my to-do list for 2020. And this I'm not really going to talk about all of the things that are on this list because basically it's the normal stuff that I've been like, it's which books I'm drafting, which books I'm editing and publishing and creating, you know, budgets for this, that, and the other thing and newsletters and social media stuff. So this really not so much needs to be read through, but let's just say there are a lot of amazing things in the works. I'm ready to go. I'm excited to get onto them. And then my project tracker, again, I haven't completed that, but basically I need to just sit down and make a list of all the things I need to do for each project that I'm planning on working on in 2020. And then those will go on the Kanban board. They'll go on my calendar. They'll go through a variety of things that need to know what's going on. Okay, so now my favorite part, which is the calendar itself. And I'm really excited because I did not think that I was going to be able to write as many books as I'm planning on writing, and I still may not be able to, but what I found out this year was I planned on writing X number of books. I think it was like 5, and I only got 3 written, but I got 3 books written, and I think that is a huge win. So my goal is to kind of overshoot a little bit and just like have it on the table that I want to write all these books, and then I'll just take as many as I can get. I do need, obviously I'll be rewriting Littlehood. Again, I'll be hoping to come up with a really good first draft in January and February. I'm going to talk more about that in a minute. But I also am going to be doing a complete overhaul rewrite of Project Ether with my co-author, Chilius Robertson, toward the end of the year. And in the middle time, I am also planning on getting started on the YA fairy tales because they do need to be published the following year, 2021. And I really want to go ahead and get a head start, get them drafted at least, and work with that. So what I did to kind of see how my actual productivity went, I took my 2018-2019 calendar that I had filled out, and I went to the spread where it just shows you the months and the days. It doesn't actually go into each month. And I color coded all of the projects that I worked on this past year. And then, as you can see, I put a line with the color for each book that I worked on that month. And then I put a square around the months where like I worked only on this project or I finished this project. Okay, so I did the same thing for, oh dang it, I can't show you. This is so frustrating. So I haven't released the titles of the upcoming YA fairy tales. So I'm going to have to cover them. And I'm just going to show you that I have these colors and each one stands for a particular project. I'm going to have to cover them again. Sorry. So this is what my schedule currently looks like. So I'm going to have to make sure you can see. I went a little bit crazy. I don't think that I can finish all of these, but I know that I can try. So basically what I've given myself is January through May to work on Littlehood and to get it in the best shape that it can. My goal is to have it edit ready in June. But I'm not planning on working on any other projects during that time except potentially proofreading Snowdust. I will get the manuscript back from the editor at the end of December, but it's like copy edit / line edits. So I'm going to be getting more like nitpicky grammar and punctuation stuff. So I will go through, I'll probably take a weekend or something and just go through and do that. But no major edits after this at this point. So I'm going to be doing things like formatting and things of that nature, working with my cover designer, but not anything else. Then I am planning on, in June and July, drafting the first draft, or as much of the first draft as I can get, of the first of the YA fairy tales, which I will be releasing kind of some working titles soon, like some project names, since I can't release the actual titles yet. I'll be doing that in an upcoming video. And then August and September, I would really like to start on the next one, the next of the YA fairy tales. I think that I can do it. The first one I know for sure I can write pretty quickly. I know the story really well. I know the characters really well. I have a lot of amazing ideas, and despite there being a couple things that I may kind of move around a little bit and change because I'm not sure that I love every single element of what I wrote, the basics are all there. I know all the basics. The next one, I will definitely need to take some time to plot, but again, I'm thinking about sneaking in some plotting around Littlehood. But I have some amazing ideas for that, and I already kind of have the gist of what I want to write for it. So I think there's a lot of potential for that. And then in October and November, rewriting, redrafting, whatever you want to call it, Project Ether, and trying to get a full, finished, beta reader usable second draft of this book, which will probably feel more like a first draft because, like, yeah. Fun stuff! Yay! But I am really excited. I am looking forward to 2020. 2019 has been an amazing year, a challenging year, but an amazing year. And I am just so grateful to be at a place where I am mentally and emotionally. I mentioned in my last video that 2018, really 2016 through 2018 were very, very hard for me emotionally and physically. But 2019 has been kind of a recovery year where I feel like I'm getting back to what not necessarily what I used to do, because I was never this productive. But it's like I've moved past that big bump in the road that's been keeping me from being as productive as I want to be. And so I feel like right now is my best time. And 2020, I believe, is going to be even better than 2019. I am looking forward to pursuing this dream even farther and getting even farther along it. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope it provided some inspiration and maybe just something fun to watch as you're doing your own 2020 planning. I look forward to seeing in the comments what you guys are working on, what your projects are, what your timeline is looking for in your calendar, or what different tips and hacks you have for getting your schedule set up for 2020. That's all for this video. If you liked it, please hit the like button and consider subscribing on the way out. I do post writerly content on a weekly basis, largely to do with fantasy writing and series writing, but also writer life stuff and some fun writer life vlogs. You can check me out on social media. I'm available largely on Instagram and sometimes on Facebook. I'm actually considering in 2020 just deleting my Twitter account because I never get on there. So that's something that I'm thinking about doing. My author website and all the goodies for that are in the description box below. I got some critique services, first chapters, outlines, fun things like that. And for news on my books, just hit the notification bell because then I'll let you know as soon as an amazing Snow Dust or Little Letter Project Ether video pop up. Yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Hope you have an amazing rest of the weekend. Bye.